Yo, what's good, everyone? Your boy Deke. And this one, I guess we're jumping into the mailbag. This question came on a comment back on one of my old TikTok videos. I thought it was interesting. So they asked, do you think Juju and Connor could surpass AB and Bell? I'm not sure exactly how it was phrased. I'll edit it into this YouTube, but basically, do you think Juju and Connor could become AB and Bell or somehow surpass them? This question is interesting because initially I was like, nah, there's no way. I don't think Juju or Connor are going to match or get close to AB and Bell in terms of production or impact with the Steelers or even be considered the better combo. But I started to think, how could it be framed in a way, or how could maybe we at the end of the day consider Juju and Connor better than AB and Bell? Like, what would have to happen for that to be the case? Let's look at Connor versus Bell. Bell was basically the best running back in the league. You could say top one, top two, top three, kind of like I said earlier. His pass catching ability, his mismatch for the defense, just what he brought to the table was incredible for that 4-year stretch. We look at Connor. Whenever he came in 2018, he very much almost matched Bell's production on a yards per game basis. He had 12 touchdowns, which were awesome. He made a Pro Bowl. So I think if you even compare that year, Connor's 18, to any of Bell's best 4-year stretch, I know he was injured one of those years, but let's just say on a yards per game basis, I don't know if Connor is exactly on Bell's level with that, but it's close. So let's say Connor in the next 4 or 5 years, he re-signs with the Steelers. He has a similar year close to 2018. He's able to replicate that over a 4 or 5 year stretch. He's healthy, and he puts up pretty much top 10 running back numbers year in and year out. So that would be, including this year, let's say he does it for another 4 seasons. That would be around 5 or 6 years of top 10 running back production from James Conner. So there's kind of an argument. I would probably still lean Bell being, a top 3 back in the league for 4 years as opposed to being top 10 for maybe 5 or 6 years. But no, I could see it. Just depends on what you value. If Connor's able to stay healthy, he runs off a nice 4 or 5 year stretch. Maybe you're like, man, I value that because Bell did miss some games. Connor was able to stay healthy. He was consistent, always there when we needed him. There's that whole thing. Your best ability is your availability. So there's that. I'd probably still lean Bell, but all right, now maybe things get a little more interesting with the debate. So with Juju versus AB, one, Juju has to resign with us just like Connor. He'd have to be here for the next, 3 or 4 years. And I don't know. I just don't think there's a way how you slice it where Juju's numbers, if he does this over X amount of years, but I just don't think it's going to be on that AB level. Trust me, this is not a knock against Juju, man. I mean, AB was the best receiver for a 6-year stretch. Basically, 99.9% of the other receivers that come into this league are not going to be matching that. If Juju's hitting over 1,000 yards, that's a really good receiver in the NFL. So trust me, it's not a knock at all. It's just that's how good AB and Bell were for this stretch of time. Now let's try to look at the case where you say, if these things happen, is it a discussion? Would I maybe lean one way or another? And I don't know how much I agree with this, but I'm just going to lay this out there. It's if the team wins Super Bowls. So I'm not in too much favor of that because, one, when you look at AB and Bell when they were on the team during some of those playoff runs, they got hurt at pivotal moments in pivotal games where they just simply couldn't go out there and be a part of the team. So we can't really knock that part against them. And then at the same time, the defense wasn't as good as it is right now, and football is the ultimate team game. So it's tough to completely weigh someone's individual success based off a team success because you could even look back at Dan Marino. Dan Marino is obviously a way better quarterback than like a Joe Flacco or Brad Johnson, who does have a Super Bowl. But let's be real, we do weigh team success, championships, Super Bowls, whatever it is, into a player's legacy. There's a reason people make the argument for Joe Montana, John Elway, Troy Aikman over Dan Marino because they have the rings. So that's why I say team success. Let's say the stats are a little bit less, but they're consistent, they're out there, they have good playoff runs, they contribute to the team success. We win a Super Bowl. All right, I mean, there's definitely an argument to be made there, now, but it's not as easy just to say because they were there and they help us win a Super Bowl, they were the better combo. They would both have to have impact. So sometimes it's not completely about stats. It's also not completely about team success. You kind of got to weigh all that stuff in together. So if I had to put my money on one combo, I'm going to take AB and Bell. Like I said, all the stuff would have to happen, all the scenarios that I laid out would have to happen for it to be a discussion. And I think everything I kind of laid out too is based more or less off legacy as opposed to just individual stats, production, whatever it is. Because if you look at AB and Bell, I just don't think Connor and Juju are going to hit that type of production. But you want to talk more legacy and kind of have that spin on it, that's when it could become a discussion, because I actually have AB as my number one receiver of the Steelers all time. I have Bell as my number one running back. Because with that, I'm usually thinking like, yo, I have one game, life on the line. What team do I want to assemble? And I'm taking AB and I'm taking Bell as my receiver one and my running back one. So if all that stuff plays out, then I think it is a legitimate discussion and conversation. I would definitely be open for it. But we would just have to wait and see how it looks and if it does happen. But right now, I'm definitely leaning AB and Bell, and I would put my money on it if we look back in 5 to 10 years. I hope Juju and Connor can prove me wrong. It could be a fun topic to debate and argue about 10 years down the line. But let me know what you guys think. Will it be AB and Bell? Will it be Juju and Connor when it's all said and done? Who will be the better combo? And what factors would you weigh more or less? So yeah, appreciate you guys for tuning in. And until next time, stay chilling and peace.